Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in, and for this video I would like to make some comments or my own observation about the Rafizi-Ramli and Nurul Izzah challenge for the deputy presidency of Parti Keadilan Rakyat. Now, we all have been reading news about this momentous affair in which we have a challenge to the deputy presidency of PKR in the name of not just the incumbent Rafizi-Ramli, but also that the challenge has come from the daughter of Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, Nurul Izzah Anwar. Formerly, it was thought that Saifuddin Nasution, who is the right hand of Anwar Ibrahim, would be mounting another challenge after his loss to Rafizi-Ramli in the last party election. So, in my comment, I will look at this challenge as a kind of hope for Malaysia, as opposed to the present reading of this challenge as a very negative things, not only for Malaysia but also for the unity government as well as the coalition of Pakatan Harapan. Now, first of all, let's look at what the negative narration or narrative of this situation. Now, many are saying three things, I think. Number one, they are saying that, here comes the real breakup of Parti Keadilan Rakyat and eventually the breakup of Pakatan Harapan, because there is now establishing two camps. One is the Anwar camp and the other one is the Rafizi camp. So if you have two camps equally strong, then obviously the result would be a total disaster for the party. Secondly, there is also a narrative that Parti Keadilan Rakyat is now practicing nepotism. Now, I don't know how nepotism works. I thought nepotism is something which you give to your own child to succeed you, but here there is election, and that the child has already been exposed to a lot of experience in politics, and in herself is a genuine candidate actually. So I don't know where, but that's what some columnists are saying, renaming Parti Keadilan Rakyat as Parti Keluarga Rakyat. All this kind of, to me, very demeaning and simplistic look at what's happening on the ground in terms of Parti Keadilan Rakyat. Now, the third narrative seems to be that it is very clear that Anwar Ibrahim is exercising his political weight or political strength by putting up his own daughter as a proxy to wrestle the deputy presidency from Rafizi-Ramli, because Rafizi is known not to be on the same page as Anwar Ibrahim on many ways of governance and also the way forward for the country. So these are the three negative narrative about the Rafizi and Nurul Izzah challenge. Now, for me, I have a few things to say about the alternate view about this challenge. Now, firstly, I would like to say that, well, isn't this what a democratic party is supposed to be? That if you are a democratic party, then that means you must practice what you preach, in which there will be challenges, and that the person with the most popular vote will be the one to lead the party. Now, this is different than some other parties who postpone their election, postpone in the hope of still staying in power. So, which democracy is that? And then there are also parties who just decide, okay, you hold this position, another person holds a position, that one, they decide before there is an election. And so it's considered the idea of pre-selection, and that is said to be democratically acceptable, but I'm sure that's not something which a lot of the members like to hear. Or you can have a different another party that says these two positions you cannot challenge. Why? For the sake of the stability of the party. So if you have a challenge to the presidency or to the deputy presidency, that means the party will break up. Well, if that is the case, then why call it the Democratic Party? We live under the democratic system, and then the registrar of societies, if you register as a political party, then there will have to be elections. And that's how I understand it, unless of course there's a special way in which you decide to say that it's feudalistic and this party is feudalistic, after this my children is going to take over and that sort of thing. I'm not sure whether that is an acceptable or a permissible thing to do in this country, but that is something I am not aware of. So that is my first position, that in a democratic party, then there must be election. And PKR, even though it is said to be waning in support, not winning, waning, and everybody knows that, because a lot of people don't understand what it's trying to do within the context of the position it's in, with the baggage of history that it has inherited. So the support is getting less and less. And that's why the formula of Barisan Nasional and PH is coming to the front, and Pakatan Harapan with Parti Keadilan as the anchor is actually waning in support. So for them to actually not use that as a reason to not have party elections is something that is very, very brave and very, very courageous, to show that they have an inner strength that will come forward. Now, with the second aspect of the challenge, both of the candidates have their own strength, and both of them have come a long way from the emergence of the party in the toxic political context of Malaysia. I have seen Nurul Izzah on the day that her father was taken forcefully into prison and incarcerated, many who are 40 years old and not liking Anwar or Pakatan Harapan do not know or have not seen this traumatic event, of which I have seen not directly but through the videos of CNA and CNN, because at that time there was no social media and the internet was just beginning, and so we had to rely on external sources of information. And Nurul Izzah, just fresh out of school, looking to her future, suddenly is thrust into the middle of this affair, of which is not just about her father, but also the fate of the nation. How can the whole country seem to be like a mafia under the Don, who was then Tun Dr. Mahathir, and UMNO and Barisan Nasional and all the so-called religious institutions always talking about halal and haram, being quiet about the whole affair that is, to many eyes, including my own, totally unjustified. And so she has been there to hold the helm with her mother, that is Sri Wan Azizah, who was herself also not a politician. Both were not politicians, but they were thrust into the middle, and they had to, what they call, the gauntlet of going through the gauntlet of fire, meaning trial by fire in that sense. So for them to have emerged still being in a position of sanity and also integrity, not having been corrupted by anything, shows that Nurul Izzah is a strong character and a strong leader. And also with Rafizi Ramli, I know him through his the 2018 general election, where Rafizi had strategized the election with his famous truck going here and going there, and I have heard him giving speeches after speeches after speeches after speeches until his voice was hoarse. And we can see that the man has his technical mind and his structured thought and also his courage. And I think Rafizi Ramli actually carried the banner of Pakatan Harapan. And of course, we had a little help from Tun Dr. Mahathir, who then hated Najib Tun Razak and also do now, to actually tip the wind. Of course, perhaps this would not have been possible without Tun Dr. Mahathir. We don't know, because history has shown that the tip had occurred and Barisan Nasional lost for the first time. So that shows here that Rafizi Ramli was the one that carried the flag, because Anwar was still in prison at that time. And in 2022, when the Pakatan Harapan was again going down the drain because of Mahathir's selfish policies for himself, Rafizi Ramli came up again to actually save the party, even though he had disappeared for some time after the 2018 election, since his voice was not heard by Tun Dr. Mahathir and also the leaders of the coalition at that time. So for me, Rafizi Ramli is a gem, and Nurul Izzah is also a gem. Both are great leaders of the future. They are both in their 40s, and for them to be entrusted possibly to hold the deputy presidency bodes well for the country, because perhaps then we will have new young leaders for our country that has a vision that is not like what the old ones had. Now, for the third reason is that if we look at both of these leaders, Nurul Izzah and Rafizi Ramli, do you think that they will actually use race and religion to further their causes? I don't think there's going to be. You can see now Rafizi Ramli has started, and his favorite method of convincing people is using PowerPoint slides with all the statistical voter analysis, and also his take on the economy and all that. This is what we actually want. We want somebody like Lawrence Wong of Singapore with that technical mind, and also the courage to actually speak plainly and also effectively. And I have yet to see what Nurul Izzah is going to show off, but I'm sure she will come up with something. And but the point here is that they will not be like Akmal Saleh using race to further his cause, or Parti Islam Malaysia young leaders like Ahmad Fadli using religion to further their cause. So this is a good thing that's happening, that we have leadership of both personalities not going to be using this old political style of race and religious narrative. Now, fourthly, we have a situation also of understanding that both Rafizi Ramli and also Nurul Izzah have a mind or minds of their own. We know that Rafizi Ramli and Anwar Ibrahim is not in line in terms of their thoughts on how to govern the country. This is not a secret, and I think this is a professional difference of opinion, and they both have not the same. So we cannot be said that Rafizi Ramli is a kind of what we call chap ayam, meaning you just have a chop and then just follow what the old generation is going to say. We also have Nurul Izzah disagreeing plainly with Anwar Ibrahim in the working relationship with Tun Dr. Mahathir, as well as many few other things. And recently she said something about the appointment of Azam Baki, or the reappointment, as something unwelcome. We can see that there is a difference of opinion, that both have their own minds, and this is good. It is not about disloyalty, okay? It is about having an opinion and having the courage to say in a professional manner with reasons, and that is something which is very valued rather than just following the the narrative of the old politics, and that is very sad if we have that. Finally, for the fifth reason, this is something about will we see the first woman prime minister in Malaysia with the person of Nurul Izzah, Anwar Ibrahim? Because I do not see any other potential women leaders in the other parties like PAS, where is it? Nothing. And PPBM is, again, we don't see anyone. And even UMNO, we don't see them at all. That is very near to the echelons of power, to the presidency or to the leadership position. And so that shows that Nurul Izzah may present a new face of politics, and this is something that should be welcomed because we are all, including myself, tired of all this men and race and religious politics. Let's see if the women can do better, and I'm ready for that anytime, not because I'm a feminist, but I think we need to look beyond this Anwar Mahathir saga, as well as all this Melayu religion and all this governing and pulling us down to actually make progress. So for me, the Rafizi and Nurul Izzah competition is a healthy one that shows great hope for Malaysia, and we should watch what both have to say, because win or lose, I think we are the winners, we Malaysians. It's not about either one who will win or lose, but I think both are qualified leaders. We need both of them, and I think going into the future, I feel much safer with both of them than the old politics of those who would harp on race, religion, and all those history that can be used against us in terms of who was the first and pendatang and all that. So with that, great hope and great future for Malaysia, God willing. Hello everyone, my name is Professor Dr. Muhammad Tajuddin, and I have written a book called Not the Islam I Know. This book is a compilation of many of my writings over the past 15 years with regard to what is called Islamic issues in the country. And the main intention of the book is actually to show that many of the practices, perspectives, values, and actions of most Muslims may not be the same, or is usually not the same as the teachings represented by the tradition of the Prophet Muhammad through the Hadith and the Quran, from my own perspective of understanding it. Now, I hope you would be able to understand Islam a bit better, so that you would differentiate between the practices of Muslims in their political and social context with regards to the differences to the actual teachings of the Prophet Muhammad itself.